is my honor to invite to the podium National Chief Cindy Woodhouse Nepinak for closing comments. Miigwech.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I know I've got a little cold, so I didn't want to be around anybody this morning. But it's so important that I come and address our chiefs, our leadership. First of all, I want to thank the chiefs for traveling to Treaty 7 territory to participate in our Special Chiefs Assembly over the past 3 days for very difficult discussions about the future of our most precious resources, our children. I also want to thank Tanea and Wakia. Thank you. They led us into the Assembly and they will lead us out. This is who we work for. We want to recognize Ontario Regional Chief Abraham Benedict and Anishinaabe Nation Grand Chief Alvin Fiddler for their leadership and their partnership in completing this draft agreement that we reached with Canada in July, and it's a draft. We have been proud to stand with you in support of this agreement, and we will stay by your side as you consider next steps to support First Nations children in your jurisdiction. We also recognize the success of the campaign that defeated this resolution. You spoke with passion, and you convinced the majority to vote against this $47.8 billion national agreement. And I will be there to work with you, but we must always remember, wherever we land in this new course, that the rights holders must be in control and that the chiefs are in charge. When I spoke to the chiefs at the start of this assembly, we made it clear that my position didn't matter as much as theirs. This is a Chiefs Assembly. They have spoken, and I respect the results. Our Assembly of First Nations Executive and Regional Chiefs will be meeting over the coming weeks to discuss next steps. The results of this Assembly should be a message to the Government of Canada and all provincial governments in this country that you need to do better. Last year, we had more First Nations children removed from their communities and families than at any other time in Canadian history. Canada and the provinces will need to do more to account for the harms that they have caused by perpetuating a racist child welfare system that has broken so many children in this country. The current system of apprehension and taking kids away is not working. We need to help these families. Since the results, many have asked me, what are we going to do now? I've been getting calls all evening, all morning. Well, we will be thinking about the First Nations children and families in crisis. Our children are watching and continue to wait patiently. We will be thinking of the chiefs returning home and the crisis calls that they're going to keep receiving. We will be thinking of the thousands of First Nations children that have been separated from their families across this country. And we will be thinking of the tribunal plaintiffs that inspired us and spoke so passionately at the Assembly in support of this agreement. Melissa, Noah, Ashley, Carolyn, Richard, you inspire me and all of us to keep fighting. And we can't help but think that the kids and families lost something with yesterday's votes because the status quo will prevail. I wish we could provide some reassurance that there is no getting around the fact that this agreement was too much of a threat to the status quo. To the industry that has been built around taking First Nations children from their families, it's a big business. Our children. So after I spend the weekend with my family, my children, and elders contemplating these questions, we will get right back to work for First Nations children. We have a compensation program to roll out over the coming months. We have unfinished business regarding Jordan's Principle, and we have to hold provinces accountable. Sadly, we have no shortages of issues to work on. We will keep pushing for essential First Nations policing legislation and improvements to Bill C-61 regarding clean water. We will get on with economic reconciliation and unleashing the power of a First Nations economy in this country. While disappointed with the results of the vote, we know our Assembly has come a long way. We have had a difficult discussion, but we are here together, having substantive dialogue about real issues. We are not threatened by different opinions, and we remain united by a common belief that First Nations families should be empowered to look after their own children. So miigwech to Chiefs for your dedication, your passion, and your commitment to the betterment of our First Nations. Thank you to the co-chairs. Difficult job, but you did it with grace and humility. Safe travels home to your families. Chumigwech.